In today's news, BVI CARIFTA team left stranded. Roadtown sewage woes continue. Natural Resources Minister heads to Climate Change Summit. VI Food Security and Sustainability Act finally passed. Starlink now available in the U.S. and USVI Governor Albert Bryan tests positive for COVID-19 after traveling. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Thursday, April 21st, 2022. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Thursday to each and every one of you, particularly our viewers who are joining us from across the region. Beginning our newscast. Sewage woes in the heart of Roadtown continue and are expected to soon become a thing of the past as the government of the Virgin Islands is moving, they say, ahead to commence upgrades to the Roadtown sewer system as early as mid-May. Now, this was confirmed at a community meeting held on Wednesday evening where a panel from the Ministry of Transportation, Works and Utilities spoke about the details of the project. Acting Chief of Planning, Infrastructure and Development in the ministry, Dwayne Freitas, said the scope of the project is 3 months, which is inclusive of the procurement of the material which have already commenced. In summarizing the initial project, he said a total of some 1,100 linear feet of sewage lines will be installed, commencing from the burial ground at Joe's Hill to the roundabout in Roadtown.
The project is supposed to span 1,100 linear feet of sewer lines and approximately 10 manholes that we'll be installing. The project is supposed to take approximately 3 months, and I would hasten to say that 2 of those months are earmarked for procurement. So you would have heard all of the panelists mention about the procurement of the pipes, which are here, as well as the procurement of the manholes, which are soon to be here within the next 2 weeks or thereabouts. So we started this project quite a while back. So obviously we would have had to have procured all of the material prior to starting the project in earnest. So we anticipate that the actual works on the ground would take about a month or thereabouts to be completed. And as was noted, we'll be starting at the Joe's Hill Junction, which connects with Main Street, heading down to the junction with Fleming Street. We make that turn and we head towards the roundabout. So that's the general scope of the project, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to execute in a very timely manner.
Project coordinator in the ministry, Dylan Robin, gave further insight into the project. He said the project will be split into 2 phases, with some works expected to commence during the day or other at night.
The project seeks to be broken up like into 2 phases. Main Street has been envisioned where the works would be conducted during the day due to the complexity of the infrastructure, the utilities that's beneath the ground, flow, BVIEC, water and sewage, all alike. So that segment of the works is geared to be conducted during the day, as was envisioned. Fleming Street, however, is a little bit more tricky, especially as we're going to be approaching near the roundabout, in the vicinity of the roundabout, where particular attention has to be made as to how is the best way we're going to manage the traffic in that particular vicinity. So with that being said, school has reopened, and we are cognizant of the fact that, that the works will commence at the intersection of Joe's Hill and Main Street. and would then pursue onto the intersection at Main Street and Fleming Street accordingly. Those works will be conducted during the day, between the hours, hopefully between the hours of 7 to 4 to 5, just barely trying to relieve the motorists of the peak traffic flow during the evenings.
Meanwhile, project manager Bernard Grant said this sewer upgrade project will be the first to be conducted with all internal human resources since the installation of the first sewage system in 1977.
If we go back in history, in 1977 is when the Wickham's-Key area got its first collection system. That was executed by the Marine Corps engineer, I believe, out of England. And there were a lot of expansion within the 80s, 90s, and coming up to the 2012 was the last expansion. What is different between those and now? It is the first time we have ever embarked on a major project of this size where basically we did not source any outside resources. And that is a big plus for us. The ministry began in terms of forming its, we call it, independent project team within internally to address all matters within the BVI. And this is just one of them.
Meanwhile, Minister for Transportation Works and Utilities, the Honorable Kai Reimer, added that the project will involve a collaboration between the Water and Sewage Department and a local private firm. He said this is the fast-track process, minimize disruption to nearby residents and businesses.
Just like we did the works a couple weekends ago to the team at the Water and Sewage Department, the works will be done in collaboration with some private contractors as well as the Water and Sewage Department so that we can complete this job as efficiently and as quickly as possible because we don't want to have that much disruption to the business and the residents in the area. We also have the city manager here. City manager, I acknowledge your presence. And I know you have been in dialogue with, and you will be in dialogue with the business owners as well, to let them know exactly what is taking place, what the time frame would be, and the situation and what the benefits of this project. So I'm happy that you're here to take back the first-hand information to those businesses. So, you know, as the minister spoke about, you know, we have continuous works happening. So I would say, you know, continuous improvements is not, you know, it's better than delayed perfection.
And continuing on the local scene, BVI CARIFTA athletes left stranded following the Inter-Caribbean Airlines alleged cancellation, says Premier. A welcome home ceremony celebration for some of the BVI CARIFTA athletes had to be endured virtually as their scheduled flights by regional airline Inter-Caribbean was allegedly cancelled, leaving the athletes stranded in the Turks and Caicos Islands. This is according to Premier and Minister of Tourism, the Premier of the Virgin Islands and Minister for Finance, the Honorable Andrew A. Foy, who made the disclosure during the Tuesday evening's homecoming ceremony for the BVI CARIFTA delegation. Now, Premier Foy said that he was informed by the Junior Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Shari De Castro, that the Inter-Caribbean flight had cancelled their flight, leaving the athletes and coaches with no alternative at that time. He further informed that spectators who had gathered at the event that the Honorable De Castro had organized a private plane to collect those stranded in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
I wish Shari De Castro, so many people help, but I want to flag you out because when she called, she told me that Inter-Caribbean canceled the flight. I said, but the audacity of this plane, the audacity. As an old man in my village, I couldn't hold up the big one. He said the adultery of this plane. And then they tell us that the children can't come home until the 28th. Could you imagine that? I don't want our medal of Jamaica a minute longer. I want them home. We want them home. Why they only have to pay 5% custom duty? We want them home while they're cheap. So she sent a plane I just saw them there hearing me on the video. They're right there. Just tell them hello. Hello. They're right there watching in TCI. The plane leaving on a little while. And we set a plane for all people to bring them home. We want them home.
The Territorial At-Large Representative Honorable Sharibi De Castro was commended for her overall involvement in the travel logistics of getting the athletes back into the territory in a much timelier manner than originally anticipated. Once again, we will here at 284 Media want to extend our congratulations to the amazing team who represented the BVI at the CARIFTA 2020 Games. Now, viewers, up next, Minister for Natural Resources heads to Climate Change Summit, and VI Food Security and Sustainability Act has finally passed in the House of Assembly. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting. For people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Viewers, welcome back. Continuing on the local scene, Minister for Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration, the Honorable Vincent O. Wheatley, will be traveling to the Turks and Caicos Islands to attend a climate change summit on Friday. Now, the event will be hosted by the Department of Environment and Coastal Resources under the Ministry of Tourism, Environment, Fisheries and Marine Affairs, Culture, as well as Heritage, Agriculture, Religious Affairs, and Gaming. The Honorable Wheatley said the works of the Virgin Islands towards sustainability and climate resilience is being recognized. He added that the Virgin Islands, as a member of the UK Overseas Territories, has been invited to give support to other public and private entities in the region to build an informed and resilient community that is working to safeguard vulnerable islands from the effects of climate change. In an official comment, he said, and I quote, "It is an honor for me to join other overseas territories as we face the effects of climate change and plan the way forward." He also said, "It is important that we share our knowledge while learning from others. We all have to do our part as there is only one Earth and we must invest in it." Now, the summit is to be held on the island of Providence on Earth's Day, Friday, April 22nd, under the theme, and I quote, "One Earth, Investing in Our Planet." The Honorable Wheatley will leave the Turks and Caicos Islands on April 23rd to attend a high-level meeting in the seaweed and carbon credit legislative and regulatory framework, climate change mitigation, as well as adoption, environmental, socials, and corporate governance, as well as climate financing in the Bahamas. Minister Wheatley will visit various facilities throughout the Bahamas with officials from the Office of the Prime Minister on April 24th leading up to the 27th to observe procedures and mechanisms relating to environmental conservation and preservation. A high-level meeting will be held on April 25th. The Food Security and Sustainability Act was passed during the second sitting of the fourth session of the Fourth House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands on Tuesday, April 19th. Now, the act was brought to the House by the Deputy Premier and Minister of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, Fisheries and Agriculture, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, and seeks to establish an effective mechanism to promote food security and sustainability within the territory of the Virgin Islands. Now, viewers, the Act seeks to provide for the establishment, powers and functions of the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries and the Virgin Islands Agriculture and Fisheries Authority, and respecting the effective administration as well as management of agriculture and fisheries resources within the territory of the Virgin Islands. Now, the Act also speaks to the development and review of the policy for sustainable agriculture production, food security and food safety to ensure that the sound and sustainable production, management and use of food for Virgin Islanders, residents and visitors to the territory, while addressing the impacts from climate change and disasters on food production. Honorable Wheatley thanked members of the House and members of the panel who contributed during the committee stage of deliberation of the bill. He said in an official comment, "I'm overjoyed by the passage of this historic bill, which will help revolutionize food production in the territory by providing an agile and semi-autonomous authority capability for supporting the agriculture and fisheries industries, while of course strengthening regulation, data management, research, and oversight." Honorable Wheatley said the bill is now in its final stages before it can be fully utilized. The next step is for it to be presented to His Excellency Governor John Ranking to be assented. Of course, viewers, this comes at a very pivotal point in our territory, and I know persons within the agricultural sector as well as residents are quite pleased to see this bill finally passed. Up next on 284 News, Starlink now available in the USVI, and U.S. Governor Albert Bryan has tested positive for COVID-19 after traveling. We have the details of these and so much more when we return.
Hello?
Wait, you had a long time, yeah? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Viewers, welcome back. And now, Starlink is now available in the USVI. Our 284 Media's Nia Long takes a look at what this means, if anything at all, to those of us here in the BVI.
With the recent announcement that Starlink, Elon Musk's international satellite-based internet service, is now available in the US Virgin Islands, many are wondering just what Starlink is, and will this venture that seeks to revolutionize internet connectivity be relevant here in the BVI? Since its inception, tech giant Elon Musk has maintained that Starlink's primary mission is to provide internet connection in places where such high-speed connections have traditionally been a challenge.
There's a need for connectivity in places that don't have it right now, or where it is connectivity is very limited or very expensive. But in many parts of the world, like I said, it's simply not available.
According to the internet speed tracking site Ookla, Starlink offered download speeds exceeding 100 megabytes per second in 15 different countries last year. Ookla also noted that Starlink offered average download speeds of about 105 megabytes per second and average upload speeds of about 12 megabytes per second. During a talk at Mobile World Congress last June, Musk reportedly affirmed that Starlink would be available worldwide except for the North and South poles, starting in August of 2021. Though regional availability would depend on regulatory approval via bodies such as the BVI Telecommunications Regulatory Commission, TRC. The cost of the service was initially billed at $99 per month, with an initial one-time payment of $499 for the mountable satellite dish and router that persons would need to install the dish at home. In March, and in spite of earlier predictions from SpaceX that the hardware costs would come down over time, SpaceX raised those prices to $110 per month and $599 upfront for the hardware. While CNET notes that $110 per month is a lot for an internet connection, they reiterate that Musk is betting that the cost will be worth it for people who have thus far lived without access to a reliably fast connection at all. Some would say that the BVI fits this description, and should Virgin Islanders be granted access to Starlink, all they would need is a small satellite dish at their homes to receive the signal from space. The company offers a number of mounting options for rooftops, yards, and the exterior of your home. On this note, the Starlink website proudly boasts that Starlink is ideally suited for areas of the globe where connectivity has typically been a challenge. Unbounded by traditional ground infrastructure, Starlink can deliver high-speed broadband and internet to locations where access has been unreliable or completely unavailable. The website also links to an example such as the installation in the rural Kanjikum, a community that was finally able to receive a reliable connection following a successful Starlink installation.
After many, many months of trying to get internet to Kanjikum through other means, Dave was really determined to find a different way. He began doing a lot of research and eventually reached out to SpaceX.
They went back and they got the approval, and they came back to me and said that Kanjikum was going to be the first SpaceX Starlink client in Canada. You know, that changed everything from that moment on. Up until Thursday of last week, you couldn't get a college education from Kanjikum. You can now. That access to that information allows them to change the world and shape their path and future.
This is a monumental deal. I mean, for the community of Kanjikum to be able to have high-speed internet within 15 minutes of it landing on the ground is incredible.
Yeah, you're laughing because you know what it was like before. Before, it was like 3.
On the other hand, the VI Consortium notes that the presence of Starlink in the US Virgin Islands may pose a problem for other providers. Starlink's arrival in the US Virgin Islands will put pressure on providers such as Broadband VI, which was recently acquired by Liberty Latin America, the telecommunications giant that also purchased the USVI and Puerto Rico operations of AT&T. VIA will also face pressure as a result of Starlink's arrival, the consortium writes. If Starlink should become available in the BVI, it will similarly threaten local providers who may lose customers to Starlink, resulting in a massive amount of money flowing out of the BVI economy and into the tech billionaires' hands. And with Starlink's mission being to provide reliable internet to locations where it has been traditionally challenging, as well as being accessible during and after natural disasters, it begs the question as to whether this enticing offer would be considered worth the blow to local providers and the economy in the eyes of our regulatory bodies. Nia Douglas, 284 News.
Closing our newscast out on the regional scene just across the waters, United States Virgin Islands Governor Albert Bryan has tested positive for COVID-19 following a recent trip to Washington, D.C. This was confirmed by the U.S. Virgin Islands government's House via their social media page on Wednesday, April 20th. In an official comment, they said after returning to the territory on Tuesday afternoon following a week-long trip to Washington, D.C. and Miami, Governor Albert Bryan Jr. tested positive for COVID-19 early Wednesday morning, April 20th, 2022, the statement said. Now it continued by saying, and I quote, although he is fully vaccinated and boosted, Governor Bryan has continued the practice of also taking a COVID-19 test upon his return to the territory since the beginning of the pandemic. Now, the positive test has resulted in Governor Bryan canceling all his upcoming public appearances. He will be self-quarantining until April 27th, 2022. Viewers, that is all the time we have and all the content. Of course, that's it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily updates on 284media.com, as well as liking us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media in the British Virgin Islands. Happy Thursday, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talk about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?